Almost every shot in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey trailer is obscured by fog, by darkness, by distance. And that isn't just atmosphere. That visual struggle on screen is the story itself. And it highlights one of Nolan's most unique talents as a Hollywood filmmaker, saying more with less. The trailer opens with an emotional visual eulogy for the fallen of the Trojan War, letting their absence do the emotional work. And the shot aptly lands at the feet of Agamemnon, the most powerful Greek king, whose cold, emotionless gaze sets the tone for Odysseus' long struggle ahead. Look at this impressive shot composition. We know the ship is full of soldiers, but because of the way it's framed, all we happen to see is Odysseus warmly lit up by a small fire, completely surrounded by cold, dark twilight. And here the ships are in dark silhouette against the partially lit sky. Notice how Nolan's team carefully added the clouds on the top left of screen to help lead our eye onto the ships. The whole frame is basically dark on some moderately hazy light in the center. The journey is full of intense struggle. Just like the war. Look at this beautiful scene from the prologue. Dozens of soldiers literally struggling with the Trojan horse. Again, putting the subjects all in silhouette against the hazy atmosphere, making the Trojan horse appear as a giant shadow. A shadow not just over Troy, but over everything that comes after. Because the Odyssey doesn't begin a new story. It unfolds out of the shadows of the Trojan War. And the soldiers inside the horse are completely framed by darkness, like Baroque paintings. You see what they're doing here? The soldiers outside are making sure the Trojan horse is empty by stabbing it with a sword. So the soldier who gets injured has to keep quiet while the others quickly wipe the blood off the sword. It's an exquisite living portrait of extreme struggle. A struggle I can assure you the filmmakers also felt while trying to capture such perfectly sculpted designs. Almost every shot in the trailer is framed with struggle in mind. Nolan's classic stark, cold, minimalist landscapes. The storms at sea, the dark cave where they meet Cyclops. These scenes are full of tense, emotional drama, feeling more by showing less. Nolan's wise restraint makes the story feel larger than life, because the empty space in the frame is where the emotions live. The physical void helps us feel what these war heroes are battling in their minds. Look at how Odysseus splits this frame. The surreal scene beautifully saturated by warmth and lots of soldiers on one side, and a barren coldness on the other. A great example of how Nolan is splitting the line between classic and modern art through design choices.
And home.
And it's not just the soldiers from the war that struggle. Look at this shot of Telemachus, Odysseus' son, played by Tom Holland. He's surrounded by haze, searching for his father who's been absent for more than 20 years. And because of that, he's struggling to see clearly his own sense of identity. And look at this clever frame of his mom, Penelope, Odysseus' wife, played by Anne Hathaway. You see how she splits the sky in half? It feels to me like she's positioned at the boundary between two emotional states. The stability and clarity of her past life with Odysseus, while facing a nebulous future. And all that uncertainty is on display in her expression. Everyone in this trailer appears to be searching for something they can't quite reach. And Nolan's genius is giving us the time for the slow tension within the shots to linger, and the space within the frames to feel that distance.
Promise me you will come back. What if I can't?
Because in this version of the Odyssey, maybe the hardest battle of all is learning how to live with the struggle of uncertainty.